Hey YouTubers, Budget Bushcrafter. I'm going to leave that in there. Budget Bushcrafter back with another video. I just wanted to go over one thing real quick. Altoid survival tins. Yeah, I know there's a bunch of videos on them. And I still watch them. I go back and watch ones I've seen before just because I kind of like some of the ideas and whatnot. You know, and everybody has a straight needle in there for repairing gear. And you hear a lot of these guys say, you know, if something happens, you got to sew yourself up, medical use. Well, I can tell you from experience, I come from a medical background. I was a firefighter MFR. If you need to sew yourself up, you better have one of those in your kit. It doesn't matter how full your kit is, there's room for that little curved needle. Because I can tell you, depending on where the wound is at, you might be able to do it with a straight needle, but you're going to play hell. Getting that straight needle down tight enough to your skin to get under both sides, you know, it's just, you're wounded, you're stressed, you might even already be in shock. You're just going to have a much easier time with a curved needle. So please put a curved needle in your kit. Like I said, it doesn't matter how full your kit is, you can always squeeze that little needle in there. So please, if you're ever serious and you're actually out in places far enough that you're going to have to do that yourself, that you can't just wrap it and get out of there. And by wrap it, I mean compression wrap to slow the bleeding down. But that's all I wanted to say on that. What this video is actually about is this. Back to the Moras again. As you can see, I'm left-handed, and trying to pull this with that clip sticking up here, you just can't do it. I always had to pull it right-handed, switch it to my left to use it. So all I did was took the knife itself and just kept scoring along that. And then I took my finger and pulled a little pressure on it, scored it a couple more times, and you'll actually see it start to cut through. Then I just wiggled it back and forth and snapped it off. And then I took the knife and carved this side to match the slope of this side so it looks decent. Hold it up there a little closer. I could sand it if I wanted to, but I'm not worried about it. Now, the handle's got lots of room to get a hold of. Use the thumb thing to pop it out of there. And then the clip on this model, as you probably heard, it has that little button on it, and of course most of the Moras have this on the back. And then I just snap that on there. As you can hear, it snaps in pretty good. Still has the catches on it, so it can't, when you go to pull it out, or if you go to sit down and it pushes up, it still catches, won't just pop off. And it swivels now. I mean, it'll sit there and swivel like a helicopter on your belt, webbing, however you wear it. But that's my left-handed mod to a Mora. Works good. Been carrying it that way for a couple weeks, testing it out, seeing how well this button thing actually holds on there, and it's never popped off. And I've just wore it around the house, even sitting down in this chair and kitchen chairs, and it's never popped off that clip. So I just wanted to share that. Good way to turn it to a Mora, or turn the Mora to a left-handed sheath without having to pay $30 for a Kydex one or make one yourself. Just cut that off and do it. And it rides a little higher. I'll say that now before you do it. It rides a little higher than it normally did because the clip used to be up here. Now it's down here. So, but if you're left-handed, there's a good, cheap, quick working way to do it. And I'm going to do my, well, I already did my MG also, but the MG doesn't have the button on it, even though it has the button hole. It just doesn't have the button on it, so I couldn't just snap this one on. I did have it Gorilla taped on. Just stuck the Gorilla tape through there. I taped it on there and wrapped it around and tucked it back under so the seam was back here, and then just put a Ranger band over it to dress it up. Worked great. I just didn't like the cosmetic look of it, so I'm going to try to rough it up with some sandpaper and try some 2-ton epoxy and see if it'll hold. And this one I'll probably actually just put on back the same way, or instead of having this on the inside, I'll have this outwards, so I have more surface of glue to hold. But I'll let you know how that turns out. I'm going to do that here probably by this weekend, or this weekend, whichever. But that's it. I just wanted to show that left-handed mod for the Mora and talk about that needle. That's all I got. Budget Bushcrafter. See ya.